relationship therapist and a former model who's dedicated her life to helping couples make sex fun again. Mike Catherwood, a former addict, current fitness guru, the ringmaster of a psychosexual addictive personality big top.
Loveline.
1-800-LOVE-191.
Just get on with it.
Let the loving begin. Welcome to Loveline. 1-800-LOVE-191. 1-800-LOVE-191. I have good news and bad news. The bad news, Mike Catherwood not here. The good news, Mike Shinoda is here. I taketh away and then I giveth back. My name is Kevin Klein. It's a pleasure to return to the seat that I enjoy so much. Dr. Drew was such a fan the last time I was on with him that he called me 2.5 years later to come back.
I got right to it.
Right to it.
That's what's called delay.
That's the old Hollywood delay right there. Simone is here. Of course, later on, she will give you a goodie bag for your ears. She calls it her takeaway. And Dr. Drew will sound off.
Hey, about that sound off, I'm thinking I'm going to take it off Twitter tonight. So please ring in at Twitter at Dr. Drew, and you guys give me what to sound off about. And I love taking those suggestions. They're always awesome, and I learn something oftentimes as well. So it's at Dr. Drew Twitter, and let me know what I should sound off about tonight.
And that's it. Don't send him naughty pictures on Twitter.
Please
Just
no.
give him
Please
sound
no.
off ideas.
Thank you.
That's what he needs. As we mentioned, Mike Shinoda joining us. Linkin Park, the band, a huge new album out. Big song, was all over the NBA Finals. We'll be hanging with Mike in just a bit. So I think it's like his 20th time, maybe, Drew?
Easily.
Is that right?
Easily
20th time. He is the unofficial doctor of Loveline, I think. Let us immediately get to the calls and say hi to Josh. It's Josh in Missouri. Hello, Josh. Welcome to Loveline.
Hi.
Hey, Josh.
Hey, Josh.
Hi.
Oh, my love.
What's going on?
You don't sound so good.
No.
No. I've been with my for 5 years now, and 2 days ago I found out that she had cheated on me.
She had cheated on you. When?
A couple months ago.
With whom?
Somebody she works with.
Right.
And why is that coming out now?
Just from how things have been and how she was treating me, you know, I obviously knew something was wrong, and then I started prying a little bit, and about a month ago, I found some messages on her Facebook to some people. One of the guys, it was more just her talking about her relationship and saying that it was a lot worse than I had ever realized it was.
Worse meaning her happiness or lack of happiness?
The lack of happiness.
Okay, so this thing
How
is
devastating.
Yeah, this is wrapping up. This is another one of the joys of social media. You find out about the truth. Oh boy. So what do you want to do?
I don't know. Like, I actually found out on her phone because she had messaged the guy that it happened with.
Yeah, I think you need to stop focusing on the cheating and start focusing on the unhappiness. I think that's the big problem here. Wouldn't you agree, Simone?
Yeah, I think that's absolutely spot on. And Josh, you've got to be able to move this forward and decide, do you want to stay in this relationship? If you do...
Or find out if she wants to. She may not want to.
I mean, and the biggest problem for me is that she does, and she says that, it's the biggest mistake of her life.
All right, this is great news for you. Then you've got to get over it. You have to learn forgiveness, and you have to find out what it was that was making her so unhappy and try to rectify that.
And it's interesting because often women will cheat because of some kind of emotional deficiency within their relationship.
Typically.
Because they're not happy.
Not sometimes, almost always.
This is how us ladies work, Josh, and sadly what you need to be able to do is work with your partner on communicating. So, and I don't say that flippantly, because I have so many couples walk in front of me in my private practice, and Dr. Drew will have this as well, saying, we're really good at communicating. Oh really?
Yeah.
And then they're there and they're shouting at each other, they don't hear each other. So what you need to do is get yourself in this relationship and work on how to communicate. So exactly as Dr. Drew says, when you're unhappy, you can talk about it. You can work.
You got to get her to say it, and you got to listen to it, and then figure out how to change it.
This is why I'm jealous of the Amish. They never stumble upon anything on the computer. They never find anything, the Amish. They just live happily and blissfully without Twitter ruining their lives.
Well, no, it's interesting. If you're not saying that flippantly...
Oh, I'm being flippant.
Of course he is.
But I actually think there's something in there.
No, I know, you're right.
Because it's social media, the rise in women cheating it's phenomenal because they suddenly have an outlet. They have these emotional affairs, even if they're not having physical affairs. Instead of talking it through.
All the guys care about, though, is the physical affair, just,
Well, yeah, that's the big one. Sarah Riverside, you're on Loveline. Hello.
Hello, all.
Sarah?
I have a question. I am an avid ice eater. I eat 200 to 300 ounces of ice a day.
Oh, my God.
And I have been for, I don't know, the last maybe 7 or 8 years. So needless to say, I've done some pretty serious damage to my teeth. And I'm looking for resources to stop eating ice. I've done like Google searches, but pretty much everything takes me back to a social networking site for ice eaters.
Well, hold on. I'm sure you read about the pica syndrome, right, which is an iron deficiency that makes people chew on ice and ashes.
I'm chronically anemic.
Oh, ashes and clay and soap. So pregnant women sometimes, when they one of the teen mom, one of the 16 pregnant girls started eating soap all of a sudden.
Oh my goodness, that's disgusting.
And they'll take ashes out of the ashtray and chew on them, and then ice is another thing that shows. So if you have chronic iron deficiency,
my hemoglobin tends to be around like 8, 8.5, but I have gotten it to 11.
Are you African American?
I am.
Okay, so you have some sort of thalassemia, probably, right?
There's really not been any.
Okay, Sarah, you need a hematologic workup. That's what's going on here. Come on now. I mean, if you are losing iron somewhere, that needs to be determined, and the iron needs to be replaced. If you have other what are called hemoglobinopathies, which is why your hemoglobin keeps dropping down, you have some sort of genetic error in hemoglobin production, that has to be defined specifically. You need your hemoglobin's examined. It's a blood test that will be able to do that very easily. It's called a hemoglobin. It's like an electrophoresis. Okay, Sarah?
I have asked. But they just basically want to check the levels.
Then I need to see hematologist. I got to see hematologist because this is ridiculous. It's having significant consequences, and I bet you, I mean, it's no accident that I brought this up, and lo and behold, you had a hematological problem. It needs a name. It needs a diagnosis so you can figure out how to deal with it.
Man, very impressive that Drew knew you were black because blacks love the ice, right? Diamonds all over. That's right. What's what you're talking about. I know what you're getting at, Drew. Come on. Allison, Arizona.
They have thalassemias and sickle disease and sickle traits and SC and all that stuff. So is that anything to do with the darker the skin? Because I know the Indian population as well has it's to do with
thalassemia.
No. Because there's Mediterranean populations have thalassemia too.
Hey, Allison, you're on Loveline. How you doing?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
Doing very well.
Alrighty. So, I have issues with my marriage.
Okay.
And it's kind of scary because we do have a son, and he's about 2 years old. We have been dating for about 3.5 years, and then we got married almost a year ago. Mm-hmm. And I find that I'm more mad, irritated, or exhausted with him more than I am happy. And he's not like a controlling person or anything, but I don't know, it's weird. He's got a very odd personality. And
Allison, you're saying a ton of words that make no sense, but are not clear. We have a son. He's sort of two. He's sort of two.
He's 37, Drew. He's 37.
And I have a husband. He's not all these things, and he is odd. That doesn't help us very much. So exactly what is he doing and saying to you?
He's not controlling, but my family.
No, forget about what he's not. Forget about the not. Stop with the not. What is he doing precisely? What does he say? What does he do to you?
He actually really tries really hard to make me happy.
Allison?
But,
Allison.
Yeah.
Do you understand how frustrating this is?
I'm sorry.
Tell me what he said. What does he say to you that is disturbing? Words. The words he says that are probably.
He never uses any words.
Okay. So behaviors.
I need help around the house.
All right. And
it's like he does the bare minimum.
Okay, so he doesn't. So you're overwhelmed and he doesn't support you.
And so and I was going to say, so that's a reflection of how you're feeling about the relationship. That that you're doing most of the work in the relationship. And
with the baby and the house.
Yeah.
And you're overwhelmed.
Yes, very, very overwhelmed.
He'd rather watch sports than get up and do dishes. So clearly, this is a 1 in a million situation here.
Well, no, how do I explain it? He works the opposite shift that I do, where he works nights and I work days. But he has, like, quite a few hours where he doesn't have our son with him.
And what does he do during those hours?
He will vacuum and put away movies, and that's it. And then he'll do dishes sometimes.
And what would you like him to do?
I would like him to do more than we have.
So all of your
leaves to be pulled. I mean, there's
okay.
just.
So all of your conflict is around his falling short of your requests around the house. That's the whole thing.
Really? No, that, and then whenever he's around my family, he's very stuck. It's almost like he's stuck up, like he feels like he's better than them. But then if we ever go to his family, he forces me to hug his family members. He forces me to kiss them.
And Alison, I'm going to jump in here because we're getting short of time, and it sounds like we could be here for a long, long, long time. What it sounds like you're doing is you're picking holes and you're focusing on what isn't right about the relationship. What I would like you to think about is what attracted you to him in the first place. There must be some good qualities, and if you can find those good qualities, what you need to be able to do is keep that. Do you have hope in the relationship?
I want it to work, yeah.
Okay, great. All you need is a kernel of hope to sort this out, and you have a child, so this is important. Have you been to therapy?
No, I want to, but I'm afraid it's going to make things worse, because when I mention things, he gets quiet and he doesn't talk to me.
Yeah, well, that's exactly why you need another person there to help work that through. And, Alison, you sound very depressed. I don't know if this is a persistent postpartum kind of picture, but when you're depressed, everything is negative, everything is overwhelming, and irritability is a hallmark. So there's a lot going on here that a mental health professional could help you out with, all right?
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Bye.
And look on the bright side. He's putting away the movies. I mean, that's.
I know, doing dishes. Simone immediately, Simone was like,
I'd
like
marry
in love
this
with the guy.
Yeah. Give me his number. I'll call. I got movies everywhere. In a moment, we'll be right back. And a woman is very upset that she cannot stop being so slutty.
Oh.
So she's come to the right place for that.
That upsets Kevin, of course.
Oh, well, yes, of course.
Now, do we call women slutty?
That's what those are her words.
Oh, well, I'll be having words with her then.
And you better. We'll also get to the open forum later on tonight. I didn't even tell you what that was, but start thinking about it. What do you consider to be the most important thing in a relationship, huh? Communication, looks, good credit score?
Sex.
They have sex in relationships now?
They do, apparently.
Oh, my God.
And don't forget, I need a sound-off from you guys at Dr. Drew. I need some suggestions for a sound-off tonight.
And we'll be right back with Mr. Mike Shinoda himself. That is right, Lincoln Park. LovelineShow.com. You can watch what we're doing right now. Be back in a second. More Loveline on the way.
Brought to you by Trojan Brand Condom Pleasure Pack, a variety of stimulating condoms to satisfy both you and your partner. From Trojan, America's #1 most trusted condom brand. Can't wait to get it on.
Next week on Loveline, don't miss the incredible Johnny Knoxville. Hello. And SoCal reggae rockers, the Dirty Heads.
I'm spread way too thin. Everybody wants to know what's happening.
Now don't go too far, because Loveline's coming back.
Loveline, 1-800-LOVE-191. It's 1-800-LOVE-191. Of course, Dr. Drew, here as always. Never missed a show in 5 gazillion years. Can always depend on Drew. Simone, easy on the eyes, easy on the ears. And now a man who is revolutionizing his own sound again with the new album that just came out, Living Things. Mike Shinoda returns, 20th time on the Loveline show.
How many times for
you
real?
get a plaque today.
Is that a real number?
No, that's a number we're estimating.
I was saying I'm like the Alec Baldwin of like
for Saturday Night Live.
That's good. Yeah. Well, that means Mike's going to beat up a reporter outside the show tonight.
That'd be so much fun. Can we do that?
Can we get a reporter that doesn't fight really well to wait outside for Mike?
Hey, wait a minute.
Congratulations. The album is fantastic.
Really well.
We were talking about it just moments ago. I got to listen to it, and it was great because it goes very quickly. And then I realized after we were just talking that it's because it's only about 30-something minutes of music.
Yeah, it is. It is under 40 minutes of music. It's like when a song is done, it's done. So we just made an album of these songs that are little firecrackers, and they didn't need to be any longer than they were, and that's what it ended up being. I mean, for us, it's like we just wanted some really up-tempo, like exciting stuff to play on stage because we're playing a ton of shows, and we love playing the high energy stuff.
One bone to pick with you, and then a positive thing. You released it in other countries before you released it in America.
Oh, dude, talk to Warner Brothers. We got a guy out here in the hallway from Warner Brothers, in fact, and maybe I doubt he could really answer to this, but that's just the way they do it.
But the good thing, which I think is great, because you say that no one gets excited about buying records anymore. They don't sell. No one. It's not like when you were in school and you guys would all go and camp out.
Yeah, I have a thing about that. Do you know about my thing?
Well, I knew what you used to do. So then, for this record, you did something amazing, and I think other bands are going to jump on, and that's having these listening parties that go all over the world.
Yeah, well, actually, that wasn't even my idea. It was. Here was the thing. I put a post up on my blog that basically said, okay, guys, look, when I was a kid, a record release was exciting. Like, we didn't know records were coming out in other countries earlier or whatever. If it was spaced out, we didn't know. All we knew is when it came out for us. And so we'd get in the car, we'd drive down, we'd do it, and we'd listen to it, we'd get it and listen to it. It was exciting. And I told them, so do me a favor, decide to have more fun. Make a decision for yourself to have more fun, and don't get the record until it comes out in your country. And if you want to listen to it by yourself, fine. Listen to it on good speakers or good headphones. If you're going to listen to it with other people, make an event out of it. Have fun. However you do it, take pictures, go on Twitter, show us, show each other. Let's do it all together. Now, that was my idea. And then the fans themselves took it one step further and arranged an actual event with a starting time at 1 o'clock West Coast time. Everybody who participated, and it was worldwide. It was crazy. Everybody hit play, and we were all listening to essentially the same songs at the same time all over the world.
How lovely.
I mean, like this girl she's from one of the fan club, lpassociation.com. She just came up with this thing. All these fans joined, and then I joined their thing, and they were like, oh my God, Mike's going to do our thing. And so then everybody joined it, and we were in the top 2 trending topics on Twitter worldwide for like over an hour. It was forever. And we were just sitting there listening to the album. I was telling them stories about what went on in the process. They were sending pictures of themselves listening to it. It was so much fun.
And a lot of people don't realize this, but the entire album, Living Things, also syncs up to the Wizard of Oz, right?
It does, yeah. So if you play the album backwards, it's like you can hear the devil talking to you. It's really good stuff. It's great. It's a very powerful
thing. As we all
thing.
know, Mike Shinoda of Lincoln Park is a Loveline professional. He's been here so many times. We actually call him Dr. Drew's nurse. And because of that, let's immediately get to some people that need your help.
I think it said wet nurse.
That's right, Dr. Drew's wet nurse.
Thank you.
I apologize. I was trying to. Let me say hi to, this is Tyler in Minnesota. Go ahead, Tyler.
Hi, how are you guys doing?
Tyler?
Great.
We're good.
Hello?
Right.
We're all good, Tyler. How can we
3
help
of us
you, my
answered. How
love?
many more do you need? Come on.
Here we go.
Great.
Well, I'm 20 years old. I am about to be 21, and I find older women, like 15, 20 years older than me, more attractive than I do my own age.
That seems to be a trend lately. A lot of that going on. And you're talking about you're 20, so you're talking about 35-year-old women. And what is it about 35-year-olds you find so attractive?
You know what I find most attractive is, especially if they're mothers. I don't know what it is. There's just something about them. Me and my buddies will go out. I'll be looking to pick up women. They'll be with their own age group, maybe a few years older. And I'm over here, with the people that were born in the 70s and the 80s and whatever, and flirting with them and hitting on them and trying to pick them up. I mean, I don't know what it is. It's just, is it wrong?
Well, it's not wrong as long as these women are single and available. I'm just wondering, Tyler, for you, what can happen in sort of large age different relationships is that at some point, and this isn't always the case, but at some point what you find attractive in an older woman may lessen whilst when you've made your way in the world, because at 20 years old the confidence of an older woman could be very attractive.
What do you think, Mike?
Tyler, what's the longest you've dated somebody that old?
I really never dated older women.
Oh, dude, come on. See, that's what it is then. He's going in, it's a fantasy thing. He's got great luck with it because he's super young, and they're like, oh my God, this young guy is like hitting on me. That's exciting. They do their thing, and it's over.
Do you, Tyler, look at porn that's sort of geared this way?
The first porn I ever watched was Granny.
Okay, so one of the things that happens with males, I believe, and this is not well documented, but I just see this over and over again, is the first intense images they see between the ages of like even 12 and 14, become sort of preference. They kind of overwhelm them, and they become wired in as that's what I want. I want to do that. Particularly when it's too intense.
Tyler, why was that the first one you watched? There's a lot of options out there. Did you mistype or something? Did you misspell a word? How'd you end up on Granny's?
I went on categories. I scrolled down, and I was like, Asian, no. Blacks, no. Teens, no. Lesbians, none of them seemed appealing to me at the time. And then I got to this Granny one, and I was like, at the time, actually, none of them sounded appealing. I just clicked on it, watched a few, and just kind of started to watch more.
And it was on.
Yeah, you see.
You watched a few, and
it still is on a fantasy level with you. You've actually not have a relationship, thank God, with somebody this much older than you, because it's not good for you.
Before
we
you
don't worry
know
about the women, we worry about you.
It's 4:30. She's having dinner. It's a beautiful relationship.
Wow.
Say hi to Kimberly. Kimberly, go ahead. You're on with Mike Shinoda. It's Loveline right here. What's up, Kimberly?
Hi. My name is Kimberly, and I'm 19, and I am a virgin. And I heard you guys talk about a couple weeks ago about that in school they should start, I guess, teaching girls about masturbation, like how it's as important as it is with boys.
We didn't say that. We didn't say anything like that.
I think certainly one thing that I did say was in sex education they should be talking about how sex is a really important part of a loving relationship, and they should include that aspect rather than just you can get pregnant, and the disease you can get. But anyway,
are you sure it wasn't Mike though?
I must have heard
he may have gone off.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
You got to remember who said it. I think is the key here, Kimberly.
Huh?
You got to remember who said it, because if it's me saying it, it carries absolutely no weight whatsoever.
But then it got me thinking where I'm not like I don't have like a really like big sex drive, but then I have been started thinking about, I guess, like masturbation, and I just don't know exactly where to start at then. Because I don't know. My question is basically then, should I do it if I am a virgin?
Okay, gentlemen, do you mind if I take this one?
Please.
Being a woman and a sex therapist, I do want to go and ask Mike, obviously, from Lincoln Park, what you would recommend.
Oh yeah, you should definitely. We should have a really long conversation. We'll do that off the air. We'll document it.
Now
we'll
you should listen to Simone.
Yeah, right now, Simone.
Okay, Kimberly.
But reassure her that the virginity has no issue.
Yeah,
here.
it's absolutely no issue whatsoever. And actually, you're doing a really good thing, whether you're a virgin or not a virgin. Every single woman, just like every single guy, should know their body and know what pleasures them. So what you should do is just explore your body, get used to how your vagina looks and how it is to the touch, and what kind of sensations that you pleasure you. And from that, then you can transfer all of those skills as and when you have sex. But when somebody is really good in bed, it's because they know their own body. So that's what you need to do, and it's really good that you're doing it, and I applaud you.
Yeah, as Mike likes to call it, a two-finger stroll in the Lincoln Park. That's what Mike says.
Mike Shinoda.
You know what you just did to me? That's our game that we play on our engineer in the studio.
Right.
His name is Ethan, and we do this thing where it's like they're always filming stuff. We have this thing called LPTV on like YouTube. And we're always filming these things, and we put things in his mouth like you know what Ethan always says about the blacks. You're just like, what? He's looking at us like, dude, you're like, shut up.
Said that?
Yeah, I never say any of that stuff. We just edit him out every time.
Let me say hi to Nick. Hey, Nick.
Hello.
What's up?
Hey guys, how is everyone?
Everyone's doing wonderful.
Fantastic, Nick. Tell us your story.
Okay, so I've been seeing this girl for close to a month now. I feel like I want to get serious with her, but she's dropped a little more than hints, really, that there's been some sort of abuse that has gone on when she was younger. So she's brought this up to me a couple of different times without really, it didn't seem like she was comfortable to delve any further, so I wasn't going to press the issue.
Nick, can I ask, when you say she's hinted, what could you be more explicit there?
Okay, so she'll bring this incident up, because we're still at this stage where we're trying to get to know each other, and we're learning about each other's pasts, and so she'll bring it up, this instance, and then she'll stop and say, "Oh, you don't want to know about this," and kind of, and through other things that she's said about her sex life and the way she's been intimate with other people.
Nick,
it's a dead ringer for it.
Nick,
I think.
No, okay, that's fine, but Nick, it's your discomfort, unfortunately, not hers with this topic. She is explicitly saying to you, "I need to tell you about this, but I'm afraid you'll reject me and be freaked out by it." And then you confirm that by being freaked out by it and not asking her about it. People that don't want to talk about things do not bring it up and do not test the waters and do not float balloons like that. She desperately wants to talk to you about it. You, my friend, are uncomfortable with it. You need to go, listen, whatever had happened to you, I'm now starting to really care about you. You're right, I need to hear about this. Are you okay? I hope, whatever it is, I just hope you're okay.
Nick, you just got a healthy dose of Drew Cross, Drew Shield, the best insurance on the market.
No, that's
you're freaked out.
How I need to proceed.
Yeah, because you're freaked out. Don't be freaked out. She wants to tell you about it. Allow her to.
I didn't want to
Yes, because you're freaked out, Nick. You're freaked out.
I get it.
She's trying to tell you about it.
I get it, Nick. I hear you, man.
Stop freaking out,
listen
Nick.
to Drew and ask her what happened.
Mike Shinoda of Lincoln Park is here. The CD is available now. It just came out, so go get it before it's all gone.
What's it called?
Living Things. The title track, I guess, the big single we're going to be listening to in a few moments, although you've probably heard it 1,000 times by now, and it gets better every time. We'll do that. And the open forum question of this evening is, what do you consider the most important thing in a relationship? Lincoln Park music, perhaps?
Oh, are you asking me right now?
No, think about it.
I'll think about it.
And then, of course, we will get Simone's takeaway, and Dr. Drew will sound off, so send those tweets at Dr. Drew. Back in a second, more Loveline on the way.
Brought to you by Trojan, America's #1 most trusted condom brand. Can't wait to get it on.
One call is all it takes.
Exactly.
1-800-LOVE-191. 1-800-LOVE-191. Loveline's coming back.
Bask in the love that is Loveline. 1-800-LOVE-191. It's 1-800-LOVE-191. A lot of new voices on the show tonight. My name's Kevin Klein, filling in for Mike. You may hear me on Playboy Radio on Sirius XM, where I usually talk about things that shouldn't probably talk about now in front of Dr. Drew, a man I respect so much.
That's right.
But these are things I will be talking about in front of another man that I respect for a different reason, Mike Shinoda. Lincoln Park.
Thanks, Anderson.
New album, new tour, the whole thing. You can check all that out. In fact, the big kickoff will talk about the tour and, of course, the most beautiful woman in studio by far. She's the only one in studio, but the most beautiful one by far is Simone, who will be giving us some takeaway as well. You guys kick off the tour. You played a show tonight. You were just at Jimmy Kimmel.
We played Jimmy Kimmel tonight, and we'll be on tomorrow night as well, which is really cool.
That's rare.
Yeah, it was really cool of them to put us on 2 nights. We played Burn It Down, and yeah, we gave the fans some little extra things. The fans, when we play Kimmel, it's so funny because they come out like they're like hanging out. They're like climbed on the fences like from the sidewalk, and there's people up on the building, like on the roof, and it's a scene.
Seems like groupies are really good climbers, right? Like more so than regular people.
Dude, we're the most tame. We're such a boring band. I guess. I mean, like it's boring.
Mike, let me ask you this, because you just said that you're on Kimmel 2 nights in a row. Apart from you being so amazing as Lincoln Park, do you think that being nice, lovely guys has really helped you and people just want to get you back and back? You've been on the show 20 times, you're on Kimmel.
I appreciate you saying that.
She was talking about Maroon 5.
Yes, sweet. Who actually here are the lovely guys as well. I
like them way better than Lincoln Park.
Thank you. Somebody had the guts to say it. When we were first starting touring, some of the bands that we went out with, I mean, the very first big national tour we went out with this rock band that treated us horribly. I mean, it was just the worst. They were just getting started. They were having their first song ever at radio. It was doing okay. They had and whenever there were dressing rooms at the venue, they'd take all of them. Whenever there was a sound check, they'd play the whole thing, and they would just like screw around, and we would get no sound check.
Were they young guys?
They were actually like probably 10 years older than us. And halfway through that tour, One Step Closer took off.
Because you know what's funny? We when we first met you guys, I'm flashing back on that now you mentioned the early days, and 2 days separated by one day. At the drive-in one day, Lincoln Park the next day.
Oh, crazy!
And we went, wow, those Lincoln Park guys we really like. Not so sure about these driving guys. And we were like, I mean, you guys exploded right after that. We're like, oh, phew, vindication.
That's funny. People need your help, Mike. I'm glad you're here. This is right up your alley, I think. Sandy, go ahead. You're on Loveline. What's up, Sandy?
Hi.
Hey.
So, I started having sex at a pretty early age, and it was for self-esteem mainly. Like, I would have sex because I liked being worshipped, basically.
We call that sexual acting out. Young adolescents do that for depression, for mania, when they're addicts, when they're in pain over trauma, when their families are breaking up, whatever it might be. Sexual acting out is a common manifestation.
And I really wouldn't know why I do that. Like, I've been in lots of relationships, too, but lately I just stopped having relationships because I have too much respect to cheat on someone.
So take us back, Sandy, to when you were small.
When your family broke up.
My family hasn't broken up.
Did they come nearly broken up or something? Why do I feel that?
A long time ago, when I was like 13. But
and tell me about that.
They never actually broke up.
What happened?
They just had their issues, and my mom felt like my dad wasn't giving her enough love, I guess, and she cheated on him.
Okay, so there was a terrible stress in your family, where your family's integrity was threatened. They nearly broke up, and in response to that, you started acting out. You became your cheating mom.
Listen to her soak that in.
I've been trying to get into a relationship again because I have a lot more self-control now. I've been having sex for 4 years now, and I'm only 19. And so now I have a lot more control, but I'm afraid I might lose that control.
Right, you would cheat like your mom did. So you have all these unresolved issues around that particular period of your life. No accident. We zeroed right in on that, even though you're in massive denial about it. You need to go not get into a relationship, but get into a therapist's office and work
have a relationship with
a therapist
Yeah.
and work that through. This will not go well if you don't do that.
This is really an issue that would need to be treated by a therapist?
Absolutely.
Without a doubt.
Sandy, you asked us, why do I do this? I don't understand. I'm so confused. We're telling you. And now you want to take issue with that. Interesting.
I didn't even think that I would need a therapist.
But the good news is that she called in with the knowing that it's a problem.
But the bad news is she's refusing to. It's as typical. Thank you very much, but I don't want to listen to your advice.
Hey, Sandy, will you go to a therapist, please? Please?
I can't really afford to.
Oh.
But
Well, what does she do then, Drew?
What can you afford?
I don't know.
Do you have health insurance? Do you have health insurance?
I don't right now.
No health insurance.
Are you part of a college?
I'm going to cosmetology school right now and working a really, really, really part-time job.
Do they have any student health services, the cosmetology program?
No.
If they did, they'd be good looking, though.
Could you spare $100 a week?
What?
Could you spare $100 a week?
I get paid like $100 a week.
Yeah, so that's
well, not even a week. I get paid like $115.
All right, so that makes it impossible.
Drew, you mentioned something the other day, actually, which was getting in touch with local universities and getting in touch with the psychology department.
That's right. Well, I was gonna say you may have to pay up to $50 or $100 a week, but that'd be tough for her. So you have to find a place that can do it for free. And most teaching institutions will have very enthusiastic and well supervised, usually psychology, LCSW. Physician, psychiatry residents and whatnot that are in training, and we'll see you for some places for free.
Well, I was in high school. I was still having this problem, and I talked to my counselor, and they sent me to the drug and alcohol counselor. And for a while, that was okay, but I never really got anything resolved.
Yeah, I hear that. I know.
They just had me start a log, like a personal log for home.
You need somebody.
Of all the guys that I'd ever slept with, why, and all that stuff.
I know. You need somebody very skilled.
Every time I would register something into that log, I'd feel really bad because I'd add another number.
Mm-hmm. You need somebody very skilled to help you deal with these family issues, and it's clearly necessary. And you've had previous recommendations to talk to somebody. Yeah. We're making it again.
John, you were on with Mr. Lincoln Park himself.
Hi. I've been with my girlfriend for over 2.5 years, and recently I just feel like I'm falling out of love, I guess. I don't know, I just feel, when I'm with her, I feel very happy, and it's great to be with her, but...
John, can you
stop
speak?
jumping?
Yeah, can you speak clearly into the phone, because it's difficult for all of us to hear
Stop doing cartwheels.
Okay, I'm sorry.
That's better.
I've been with my girlfriend for about 2.5 years, and I just feel like I've been falling out of love, essentially. We say we love each other, and I used to love her very much, but recently I just, when I'm not with her, at least, when I'm with her, I'm still very happy, but when I'm not, I just feel like I'd be better off single in a way. I don't know.
And what stops you from leaving the relationship?
Well, we have very deep ties now, like with her family, and like I'm very close with her family, like both her parents and her like extended family, and I don't know. I just feel almost obligated.
Yeah, you sound like you're feeling guilty. Mike, take yourself back to when you were a 19-year-old guy. What was it like leaving that first relationship?
Well, I'm trying to figure out like why. For me, it was like, I guess I had some more like slightly long-ish term relationships back then. I don't remember. You said you were like in love with this girl, though. You know, it's like there's a. I feel like Drew. This is the place where Drew goes. Well, are your parents together? Are what are the things like that? Because for me, it was just like it just wasn't a good match at a certain point. Like you just look at it and you go like, I'm not marrying this person. I really like hanging out with them. They're nice and we have a lot in common, but they're not it. So at a certain point you kind of go, well, I spent a lot of time with them and I don't want to like lead them on. So
and that is what's supposed to happen to people that fall in love when they're 17. It runs a course and then it ends. And the problem with your age is you don't know when it's over, and once it is over, even if you can come to terms with recognizing that, you don't know how to end it because you've never done that before.
Yeah.
So you need to end, and I will tell you, if you're ready to get out, it's normal. It's supposed to happen, and you've got to be swift and sure. Do not try to soften the blow. Do not try to make it easy and not hurt the part. Of course you don't want to hurt her. You will hurt her by dragging this out. You will hurt her by staying in a relationship for pity. You will hurt her by cheating or doing other things you might be apt to do because you're seems to be pretty much emotionally out.
Same reason you love the Tasmanian devil tattoo on your ankle at 17, and then at 22 you're like, this was really stupid, and why do I still have it on my ankle?
I never regretted mine. I feel like it's like one of my favorite ones.
Well, you are an artist, so
yeah. It's a really good one though. I'll show you.
To Dr. Drew's wet nurse for stopping by again. Mike Shinoda, Linkin Park. The album is fantastic. I listened to it all the way through. It didn't take much time, and I think it's the strongest album you guys have put out to date, and I don't think you'll disagree.
Wow,
Living Things.
That's a big. That's saying a lot, man. Thanks.
And I know me my music, like I know me my English. And the tour kicks off. For all the information, you go to Linkin Park's website, linkinpark.com. August 11th, Virginia, and then we will come back in a moment with the song. As a matter of fact, the single.
Yeah.
You may have already heard. Burn It Down. That is next. Well, Dr. Drew goes in the parking lot and burns one down. That's not true. He will not do that.
But I will sound off.
Sound Off is coming up in a moment, and also we'll find out what the takeaway is from Simone. More Loveline next.
You have a question you want to keep anonymous? I understand that. Now you can talk to one of our therapists directly online. Just type your question into the box at lovelineshow.com. That's lovelineshow.com. The whole thing powered by Pearl.
This is Loveline.
It's a groovy way of relaxing.
Sit tight. Loveline's coming back.
Loveline, LOVE 191. Of course, you can give us a call, but unfortunately, we have to say goodbye to Mike Shinoda because he's very busy. Mike, it's been a pleasure.
For having me.
Introduce
thanks for having me.
the new song. We're going to listen to that and then be right back with Dr. Drew and his sound off.
All right. Well, guys, first a quick thank you to all the fans who are supporting the new album, Living Things. It's out right now. This is the first week, and this is the first single off of it, Burn It Down.
Loveline. That was the sweet sounds of Linkin Park. And Mike Shinoda's listening to himself in the parking lot right now because he's no longer with us. 1-800-LOVE-191. We'll do some more calls. We will get to the open forum. What do you consider the most important thing in a relationship? There's many different answers. No correct answer unless Simone says so, and then there is one. Dr. Drew, though, has some sound off, I do believe.
He's a man on a mission.
The great Dr. Drew Pinsky.
His mission, to make the world a better place with the words that come out of his mouth. This is Dr. Drew Sounds Off.
Today, my sound off is brought to you by Trojan Brand Condoms, America's #1 most trusted condom brand.
Can't wait to get it on.
A couple things. I'm sounding off about a strange law in Germany today. Before I do, I want to remind people that Simone and I will be at the what's called greenroom.com. It's a place where you can actually spend time with us face-to-face. Greenroom.com. Check out our sites there. We'll talk about that a little bit later in the evening. But right now, I want to talk about this law in Germany that makes religious-based circumcision bodily harm a criminal offense regardless of parental consent. So those of you of Jewish persuasion know this now. You have been criminally abusing young children for 7,000 years. I'm just saying. Now, what's interesting about this law, people don't realize also, is circumcision carried out for medical reasons, however, are not illegal. Now I'm totally confused. And by the way, let's be clear about something. The skin that's clipped off the end of a child's penis is completely anesthetized. They feel nothing these days. And it's just like clipping their fingernails, for crying out loud. It is not something that carries bodily harm. And there's massive medical benefit that has been documented now. So this idea that consent for medical reasons is now legal, now I'm totally confused because we should still be doing it for medical reasons, because it has been shown that people that are circumcised have less HPV, less HIV, their partners have lower risk of cervical cancer. There's an international movement afoot in the medical community through the World Health Organization to increase circumcision as a way of attacking the AIDS problem in Africa. What are we supposed to believe here? Now listen, I have a real problem with people that spend their life preoccupied with foreskin restoration. I mean, if all you can worry about is how your parents harmed you by taking your foreskin, I'm sorry, that's a symbol of something bigger. I'm sorry, it just is. I'm sorry. Now, if you don't want to circumcise your kids, I totally support that. I totally listen. I have no problem with that. And if you feel as though something was done to you that you didn't give your consent to, all right, I get it. Listen, I'm not unsympathetic to this, but there's significant health benefit. And by the way, we are one of the only countries in the world that does this as a more routine thing. So it's not as though it has to happen. It's just something that now has medical benefit. There's certain persuasions religiously that feel very dearly about this procedure, and now it's been criminalized. I'm confused, and I'm done sounding off.
Well done, Dr. Drew. Sounding off on taking your foreskin off. What do you consider the most important thing in a relationship? That's the open forum question.
The foreskin. Foreskin for open forum.
We have that next on Loveline.
Brought to you by Trojan, America's #1 most trusted condom brand. Can't wait to get it on.
Time for you to give us your opinions and insight.
Mother has old-fashioned ideas.
Well, I don't approve of it. Here's tonight's Open Forum.
Open Forum. Pay close attention. Here you go. What do you consider the most important thing in a relationship? We got phones for you to go ahead and sound off on that. Don't let Dr. Drew do the only sounding off around here. Give us a call. 1-800-LOVE-191. It's 1-800-LOVE-191. What do you consider the most important thing in a relationship? I have been in many relationships. I think the most important thing is to be in a relationship. That's more important than you want to give gifts, obviously, is nice. Occasionally, I would like a woman to bring me breakfast in bed.
Ooh.
God, this nice and one-sided.
What does that mean, one-sided?
Simone, I hear you ask for coffee in bed all the time. I've never heard you talk about bringing coffee in bed.
Oh, yeah, but see, my husband's version of coffee is different because he doesn't drink coffee. He has tea.
What's that a euphemism for? Let's say hi to Matt in Arizona, wants to get involved on the open forum. Hi, Matt.
Hey.
What's up?
Oh, nothing much. How you guys doing?
Good.
We're good.
I'm very excited to be back on with you, Dr. Drew. I called you a long time ago. About 2 years ago, I was a male dancer here in Arizona.
Strangely, there's that new movie coming out now with
Magic Mike.
Magic Mike.
Yeah, I'm not going to go see that. That's retarded.
Did you call Drew on Loveline or like a personal call?
Loveline, actually.
Oh, okay.
And you're Magic Matt. And I'm interviewing some male strippers tomorrow on HLN, which is kind of peculiar. And what do you think I'm going to learn about those guys? Well, this is open forum. You take it from here, Matt. Go ahead.
We're probably going to say you're going to learn a lot of things that you don't want to learn about them, Dr. Drew.
It's going to freak me out, I'm sure, but go ahead.
Yeah. But we're talking about with relationships. I mean, I've been blessed to get better from a disease that I have, and
what disease?
That I would rather not talk about it on the radio.
Okay.
Yeah, supposed to not do that.
Okay, got it. Okay.
But it's been a really cool opportunity for me to learn a lot about myself and being in a relationship with somebody else. I was in this relationship with this person for a while I was doing a lot of wrong, we'll just say. And it was for about a year, and I hid that from her for a really long time. So she got a really good taste of what it's like to be in a bad relationship. And then I made a life change and decided that I want to be a better person. And through that, there's been a lot of struggle, a lot of problems that we've had in the relationship. But, you know, constantly throughout all of that, communicating with her and finding out how she actually feels about certain situations is 100% key for me right now.
And how about the fact that, well, hang on a second, how about the fact that you now are receptive to that and care about that?
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing because, I mean, the problems that we've had in the past, like I used to get angry about the littlest things. To give you a brief one, we have a dog that peed on the floor, and I used to get upset at the dog, and she'd get upset at me, and it was just back and forth kind of a thing. But when I found out that she felt like I was showing anger towards the dog, and I was being a little overzealous with it, and I found out that she was afraid that that's how I was going to be with her. It gave me a whole different standpoint on the conversation. It wasn't just that she's not supporting me in what it was. It was that she actually had a valid fear, or an invalid fear, however you want to look at it. But that was her fear, and I can't argue with that.
Interesting.
So I got to learn a lot about her.
Oh, that's good. I think soul-searching and therapy and professional help can, in your situation, be very good.
Thanks, Matt. Good to talk to you again.
Jennifer, you're on the open forum. Hello.
Hi, how are you guys?
Good.
Good. Dr. Drew, I've been listening to you since I was in college, since 1994. It's awesome to finally talk to you.
Jennifer?
My husband and I have been together for almost 15 years, married for 11. And the thing that I value the most in our relationship is that it's no holds barred. He takes me for who I am, and I can be myself 100%, and he's going to love me. I may drive him up the wall, and vice versa, but it's just there's no holds barred. We laugh together, cry together, and it's just the most amazing thing when you can see yourself and let everything go and have 100% trust.
And it's really interesting, Jennifer, because I think that is probably the most important thing in a relationship, being able to be known that you will be loved, warts and all, that you will be validated, that you will feel safe, that you can be flawed.
What do you
and
consider
he won't abandon you?
the most important thing in a relationship? There's many to pick from, some more important than others. That's what we're asking you. It's the open forum question, the open forum topic tonight, and you can give us a call and get in on that at 1-800-LOVE-191.
There you go.
I almost had people calling Playboy Radio. It's a very different topic. Don't get involved in that. 1-800-LOVE-191 and tell us what is the most important thing in a relationship. And this is Ashley who wants to get in on this. Go ahead, Ashley.
Hi. Yeah, I know it sounds bad, but I think that good sex is one of the most important things in a relationship, because without good sex, I mean, your relationship kind of sucks, right? I mean, nobody's happy if your sex is bad, and where's the romance and, the love and all that kind of stuff? I mean...
And do you believe you can work together on creating good sex?
Well, yeah, I'm sure that that's very possible, And I'm sure that if there's enough love in your relationship, then, good sex is possible too, just through love for each other.
There can be situations where it's not important to both people, and they still can find other ways of connecting. But it is more commonly important to both people. And when it is something that you like, it's something that can really can build the closeness and build the passion, which is renewing for relationships.
Exactly. If there's no passion and no love, or no good and hot, steamy sex in a relationship, then,
it's clearly important for Ashley.
Yes.
We got that. We got that.
Right?
We got that. It's important for you. We got that.
But Ashley, if you're in a relationship and the sex isn't like as good as it was maybe at the beginning of the relationship, do you find other things then take more importance, or do you say that the relationship can no longer live?
Well, no, I know that from personal. I mean, when I first met my husband, we used to have sex all the time, and now we have a kid, and the sex is, pretty rare since our kid is 2.
But when the kids are older, you may get back to more, more active life.
But as of right now, just the love of our family is enough.
There you go, Ashley. Well done.
You can get on the open forum. Give us a call, 1-800-LOVE-191. What do you consider the most important thing in a relationship? Simone, is there an answer? Is there one thing that's more important than anything else?
I think one of our previous callers talked about it. I think it's being able to be safe with each other. And that means being seen, being heard, being validated, being forgiven, being listened to. But it all comes under the thing of being safe, because I think as human beings, for us to, without going sort of down the therapy road too much, we need to attach. We need to be close to our partners. And whatever happens in our relationship, either physically, emotionally, mentally, if we are attached with space in between, then that is a good, solid relationship. So it's being close, it's being present.
Those are words everyone understands, but those are experiences that are actually pretty rare to come by in a genuine way these days. So it's being genuine, feeling safe, and being actually intimate, actually close, which we have very poor models for these days. So actually a surprisingly small number of people can actually pull that off.
Yeah, and that's why relationships, I think, take such hard work.
And that's why they don't work all the time.
Yeah, because we take our past into our present relationship, and through that we can grow, and that's what's so exciting. And that's why it is so fabulous to hear so many people talk so freely and maturely about what is good in their relationship.
And when in doubt, just buy her a houseplant. That's what I find.
I always kill them.
Hi, Stephen. How you doing?
It's a message to you, Simone.
Welcome to Loveline, Stephen.
Hi, thank you. I think sex is a very important part in any relationship, especially if it's a long-term, loving relationship. But I think that the most important thing is definitely attraction. I don't mean just physical attraction, because that's definitely a great way to, like, start a relationship. But in order to keep it healthy and long, you have to, like, actually have emotional attraction, and not just attraction, but like activities, like things that you have in common. Because I had a
I said yes, I agree with you.
Yeah, I mean, I had a pretty long, like a 1.5-year relationship, and after a while we just got really bored, and we were almost in like denial about the end of our relationship. And after a while she ended the relationship, and time went on, and we saw each other again, and we ended up hooking up again. And I think that sex that we had was better than any of these sex that we'd had in our actual relationship, which is ridiculous. But still, in the end, like nothing was really there, I guess. Even though I, really cared about this girl, but I think ultimately that ended it.
Interesting. There you go. Thanks, Stephen.
Good stuff. We'll take the final call on this open forum topic right now from Garrett. Garrett, go ahead. This is the riddle, I think. This is the answer to the riddle we've been looking for all night, perhaps.
Hey guys, how you doing? I believe that communication is the most important part in a relationship, because that includes the sex, that includes the forgiving, and really understanding what the other person wants and needs, and having both people that can communicate back and forth like that, I think will give them a better understanding of where they stand in the relationship, and will therefore strengthen the relationship in the long run.
And it's amazing, Garrett, to see you're 18 years old.
However, I want to say that communication. Saying that can sometimes saying communication can sometimes become an empty platitude. In that the idea of communication is actually really difficult. You have to be able to first identify your own feeling, then figure out a way to express it, make sure the other person has received and heard it, and they often have to verbalize a reception. Then you shut up and give them the opportunity to do the same thing, and then you must be sure you received it. That's a tall order. People think that's really easy. That's a tall order to really do accurately and well, and at the same time stay attuned emotionally to what that person is experiencing, not just what they're saying. That's a big deal.
It's the difference between communicating and just
talking or saying,
doing lip service.
Yeah.
Isn't like listening the more important part of communicating than the actual talking?
Yeah, I'd say 80% is listening, and that's very hard to do.
People do a bad job of that listening. It's you got to really you listen with your whole body. Huh?
I said what?
Oh, who said what?
Yeah.
By the way, Simone will be doing stand-up this Saturday night. I want to remind everyone to check out Simone there. She does some prop comedy. It's hilarious. That's Simone, everyone, all the way from the other side of the pond. Make some noise. We are back in one moment, and your opportunity to go ahead and get on with a panel of experts that have won every award there is to win in the Loveline Award Show. Dr. Drew, Simone. Go to lovelineshow.com and you can get involved in the conversation even when we're not here. You can see streaming video, probably get yourself a T-shirt or something like that. Mine says Dr. Drew Fan Club.
Yeah.
But pretty soon it's going to say Simone Fan Club because I'm changing my tune. Back in a second. More Loveline on the way. Give us a call. 1-800-LOVE-191. More Loveline next.
Brought to you by Trojan, America's #1 most trusted condom brand. Can't wait to get it on.
Hey, you. Want to watch the show live or check it out tomorrow? Maybe you want to see Drew and Simone's book recommendations, or you just need a help hotline now. Then be one of the enlightened ones. Go to lovelineshow.com right now. Lovelineshow.com.
Boom! Bang!
This is Loveline, world famous. Of course, that is Dr. Drew. That's Simone. My name is Kevin Klein, filling in for Mike. Back and forth from Vegas. Yesterday I was in Vegas, as a matter of fact. Earlier this morning I was in Vegas, Drew. And I was watching last night's Loveline on UStream, and you can check it out also at lovelineshow.com while I was playing blackjack. And they tell you you're not supposed to have your phone on the table.
Oh, that's funny.
But it was a streaming video of you, and I ended up actually making a good amount of money. Like I was on a roll. And they came over, security came over, and they said, "We've told you you can't have your phone on the table." And the guy next to me looks down and sees you talking into a microphone on my phone and goes, "Dr. Drew is helping him cheat."
That's funny.
And I say, "Yeah, that's what Dr. Drew is doing these days. The man has 1,000 TV shows. He's going to sit in a van outside of the Luxor and help me count cards." So just don't go to Vegas anytime soon because they're looking for you.
Oh my God, that's hysterical.
I'll be back tomorrow, and with me tomorrow, a new open forum topic, and that is gifts gone wrong. Every time in a relationship, birthdays, holidays, Yom Kippur.
Well, you're well-meaning. You have an idea, and all of a sudden it sounded like a good idea, and blows up in your face.
Backfires horribly. Lots of times I think it's guys that think that we give the right gifts. That those are the ones that, especially you buy like lingerie in 3 sizes too big, that never goes well.
Yeah.
So think about that. That's for tomorrow's open forum. We'll do all that. And Simone, Dr. Drew here to help you out with anything at all that you may need at 1-800-LOVE-191. Jennifer is waiting in San Francisco. Jennifer, you are on.
Hi, how are you?
Hi, Jennifer.
We are good.
Hi. I'm sorry, what was that?
We're great. What's up?
Oh, good. Okay, I have a question. My boyfriend claims that, so basically what happens is if I give him oral sex, he comes and it'll be quite a bit, and it's noticeable. And then if we have just vaginal sex, like, there's, like, nothing. And I didn't really bring it up, but after a while I asked, like, kind of why is it this way for oral and not with vaginal, and he claims that it's different, like a different orgasm, but I've never experienced that with anyone before. So I was curious if that's possible.
Yeah, one's a first date orgasm, one's a third date orgasm.
Yeah, or one's a 6 and one's a 10.
Right.
It's just more intense. That's all. And then different guys, and not for all guys will that be necessarily the case with oral sex. It can be something, but not necessarily oral sex. With your boyfriend, that's what it is. And you do tend to accumulate a certain amount of, the fluid that comes out does accumulate somewhat during sexual arousal. So the high level arousal, there's more fluid accumulating sometimes.
So it could depend on the amount of time it takes.
Yeah,
like that.
Yeah, and the level of arousal.
Okay, because I just never had it happen before. And
it's usually not that pronounced for the guy or for the partner.
You mean like regular?
Like you wouldn't notice it that much. The guy doesn't notice that much, and the partner wouldn't notice it that much.
I mean, Jennifer, you must have different sensations when a guy does different things to you, correct?
No, I didn't totally, and I thought about that, but I just had never seen something such dramatic difference between the two. So
that's mostly just him. That's him.
It's just him, but it's totally normal and totally believable.
Yes. Why? What do you think? What are you conjuring in your mind?
Yeah, it's like one time it's semen and one time it's confetti.
I know.
I guess I was afraid that maybe he was just not actually coming when.
Well, he might not be.
No, guys don't bother. Guys don't bother with cheating. I mean, with faking.
That's not true, Drew.
Rarely.
Sometimes I will have to. If Sports Center is about to start, I will have. I'm not kidding. I will have to just.
There's been actually new research that men are coming more forward saying that they are faking more, and it's Drew. You and I have talked about this on Life Changers, and it is all down to delayed ejaculation, and for and that comes with it.
Yes, those guys will fake.
Yeah.
So that's like a confidence thing for those guys.
They will do it to spare their partner, really.
Oh, wow.
But that's guys that take an hour to orgasm. They're hurting their partners.
Yeah. Does he actually orgasm when you have intercourse?
He does, but that's the thing. So, like I said, I don't really notice it because it's like I'm on birth control, so it doesn't really matter. So he just comes inside me, and then I don't feel it or I don't notice it coming out or anything like that. Whereas maybe with someone else in the past, I would notice.
She thinks it's a smaller amount than when it's with oral sex. Whatever. You're overthinking it.
Mm-hmm.
Stop it.
Enjoy it.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So she's at a restaurant, she's getting free refills, and she's complaining that they put a little bit less in her glass on that third refill.
I know, right?
Just enjoy it. Take it.
As women, we do worry about things because one of the biggest issues that Jennifer talks about that so many women can feel is we focus so much on our partner's enjoyment, and that can really interfere with our enjoyment. We need to know that our partner's okay so that we can really fully let go as well. We overthink it.
Hey, David, you're on with Dr. Drew and Simone. It's Loveline. What's up?
Hey,
what's up, guys? So I've got a question. A couple of days ago, I identified myself as gay, and I had a hookup with a guy. Now, it's been a while since I've had any sex, like since August, so you can imagine I was pretty sexually frustrated. Intoxicated, hookup. It wasn't that enjoyable. And then I went to another guy's house. Now, this time, I was actually involved in intercourse. However, I took forever to actually come. So
you're not really selling me on this whole gay thing. And if this is a commercial to go gay, I am totally out.
I mean, it's I was just really confused. Like, is this a sexual dysfunction that I'm currently experiencing?
I'm sorry. What happened? You took a long time to ejaculate?
Yeah, I never did, and like it,
Hang on. You were intoxicated. You were having your second encounter of the night, and it took you a little longer. I'm sorry. Wow. We'll be getting an ambulance for you.
Well, actually, the first time never actually was all the way. It was just kind of like making out stuff. The second time was like a sex encounter.
Mm-hmm.
But like the thing is, previously I had this one time where I was having sex with someone, and I kind of heard like a crack.
Mm-hmm.
We actually both heard a crack.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm kind of concerned that ever since then, something might be affecting the way that, my sexual encounters. Like,
no. Did you see any discoloration of the penis after the crack?
No.
Did you lose the erection after the crack?
No.
The crack is really just the ligament, the suspensory ligament that holds the penis to the body, to the pubic bone. It can crack. It does that very many people have that. It's very common. It doesn't mean anything. It freaks you out. It might make you lose your erection because you're nervous, but it doesn't have any effect on your function.
True, is it possibly cracked one of his rollerblades?
Could have been that too.
Yeah.
Could have been that too, of course. But David, are you on any medication?
I am actually.
What are you taking?
I am on Zoloft right now.
Okay, Zoloft will make you have trouble having an orgasm, for sure.
You think so?
Oh, I don't think so. I know so. So forget it. That's what it is.
All right. Anything you recommend to kind of
Well, serotonin reuptake inhibitors cause this, and if you want to talk to your doctor about other choices like Remeron or Wellbutrin, there's other things that you can use, mirtazapine, but don't do that on your own. Talk to your doctor about that.
All right, cool.
Okay.
Sounds good. Thank you so much. Have a good one.
And Simone, even though this is a guy with another guy, the rules still apply. If this is the relationship, there's a learning curve and everything else. And
yeah, I mean, look, what men misunderstand about sex is they can imagine that they're robots. And that everything will work perfectly. And often it does, and yes, it does work more easily than women because their arousal circle is simpler. However, if men aren't enjoying the experience, and exactly like Dr. Drew said, if something freaks the guy out, then things aren't going to work properly. You're not going to orgasm. You're not going to be able to let go because you're in your mind and not your body.
Kevin was just telling me before the show that his arousal circle was, what do you call it?
Circuit.
Arousal circuit was,
yes.
What do you call it? Smaller? Shorter? Shorter.
Perhaps shorter.
Well, yeah.
Simpler.
There you go. Simpler for sure.
And I was trying to oversell to you guys, too. Hey, Jenny, what's up? You're on Loveline. How you doing?
Hi, I'm doing well, thanks. Thank you for taking my call.
Jenny?
Sure.
Yeah.
I actually had a question kind of similar to the previous caller. Yesterday, I was having sex with my boyfriend, and I kind of was on top, and I sat back, and I heard a crack. And after doing some research, I came to the conclusion of the suspensory ligament maybe being torn. And
Which is what I was just telling that last caller, right?
Exactly. Okay. But I was just, I don't know, I'm kind of concerned, and my boyfriend's kind of concerned, and I'm just wondering, what's the worst thing that could happen? If it got torn?
Nothing. The worst thing that's happened is nothing.
Really? Because I read a lot of things online. And
like what?
Really scary.
Like what?
Let me see. I have my computer right here. About, what is this?
See, I've got to say, Jenny, Dr. Drew loves when
no, hold on.
we all
Maybe there's
look up.
something. Maybe there's something there. Go ahead. What did you hear?
Just a lot of personal accounts about scar tissue deforming the penis or erectile dysfunction.
That none of that is a suspensory ligament tear. That's actually a penis fracture. You fracture the penis, yeah, you got a problem.
Gotcha.
But that is not this.
All right.
Listen, when they do the penis surgery that enlarges and lengthens the penis, first thing they do is cut that ligament.
Okay.
That's just done surgically. These guys that want their penises longer, they do that and they kind of pull. They actually have them wear weight for a little while to pull it out. But the ligament is severed and it's no big deal.
If you sever the penis, Drew, do you get handicap parking?
Not the ligament, but the penis, yes.
Yeah, you would get that.
Yeah, the penis.
It's maybe worth it, actually.
No.
If you think about it.
No.
All right. Drew says no. I agree with Drew.
So, Jenny, don't worry about it. It means nothing.
Yeah,
It means nothing.
Jenny, you're fine.
I guess the only thing it could be is it changes the directionality of the penis a little bit. It may hang down lower and might maybe affect how you feel. It doesn't have the same upward momentum, thrust, whatever. Yeah, but other than that, no.
Back in 1 second, there is someone that claims that they've been gay their entire life, and they're in a bad relationship now, so they want to try women. We'll get to that in a second, and even better than that, Simone's takeaway. It's a gift for you, and you can have it. More Loveline next.
Brought to you by Trojan, America's #1 most trusted condom brand. Can't wait to get it on.
Mike's a little psycho.
Yeah!
Simone is sexy.
Get out of your head and just enjoy the sensations.
And Dr. Drew is sensible and so well built.
I'm a doctor.
Loveline's coming back, so text your idiot friend now.
Let the love flow on Loveline. 1-800-LOVE-191. My name is Kevin Klein. I am back talking with my good friend Dr. Drew, or as he likes to call me, his good acquaintance, or sometimes just his acquaintance, and of course Simone as well. I'll be here again tomorrow night, so get used to me. It's a lot of fun. I like being here, and in the meantime, I don't know, you can find me on Twitter at the Kevin Klein, and Drew's there as well, at Dr. Drew. And Simone, people can, of course, tweet at you all the time.
I'm at Simone_BN, which is BIENNE. And the underscore wasn't because Simone BN is taken.
No, because she wants to make it as tough as possible on you.
Because a friend back in the UK who was setting up my account said, oh, what people like to do is they like to be able to see the name and the surname.
You should immediately drop that friend.
I know.
And Kevin came tonight. He usually comes bearing gifts when he comes to participate with Loveline. And because he didn't tonight, he brought me the Sky Mall magazine right out of the Southwest Airlines seat packet.
I said Drew could pick his own gift because...
And I found my gift.
Oh, you got it? What do you get?
I want an Easter Island Ahu Akivi Moai monolith statue.
Wonderful. That's
it's 9 foot tall. The Easter Island statue. I need that.
The shipping is $7,000 on that giant boulder, the carved boulder. That will complete Drew's backyard oasis, I think.
All the thought that counts, so thank you for all.
And that's, it's a good segue, Drew, because tomorrow the topic is gifts gone wrong. Gifts that you would give that you think is a good idea at the time, and then it is sabotage your relationship. Sometimes people break up after a gift.
And we can cry on our birthdays because we often give what we want to receive.
So that will be tomorrow night, so start thinking about that. Give you a little bit of homework. I know in a bit Simone is going to give us her takeaway. Before we do that, though, let me say hi to Lamar. Lamar's got the problem we were chatting about just before we went on break. Hey, Lamar, what is up? Welcome to Loveline.
Hey, thanks for having me on, Kevin, Dr. Drew, and Simone.
Hey, Lamar.
Hi.
What's up?
I'm actually calling because I've been gay for most of my life, about 30 years. I'm 31 right now.
When did you first know that you were gay?
Since a kid. I think maybe when I was in the 5th grade.
Okay.
And I've been this way for a long time. And just about a year and a half ago, I got in a relationship with this girl, and I really loved her. I just feel really guilty because I still have attractions to guys, and I really love her a lot. We are having a really good relationship. I've never done it before, and it seems to be going really well. It's just, I still have I kind of feel guilty. I don't know if it's the right way to feel or...
Guilty because you're still attracted to men, or guilty because you intend to cheat?
Well, I don't think I'll ever cheat. I know I can't cheat, but...
Then why do you feel guilty?
I just feel guilty, I don't know if it'll, be like if I'm making the wrong decisions in my life.
Feel guilty being with this girl that you enjoy being with?
Yes.
Okay. I just hear I hear confusion. And whenever I hear confusion and people spin like this, I think sexual abuse. So did you have any child-on-child sexual abuse when you were 2nd grade, 3rd grade?
When I was younger, I did. I also didn't have my dad, so I think that I was...
No, tell me about the child-on-child abuse.
It's just, a couple... Actually, I kind of believe I erased it out of my head. I remember...
What happened?
Some things. My mom's best friend.
So you had an adult sexually abuse you?
Yes.
Okay. Now, you never thought maybe I need to deal with that, have some treatment for that?
Actually, I have been going to see a counselor.
And you're talking about the trauma?
And I do talk about it, and I feel that it's helping me out a whole lot.
Okay, good. All right, so just stay with the trauma. You're in a relationship where you feel happy, and you're just confused and spinning around, but you like your girlfriend, she likes you, you're happy. You're having these other urges that may or may not be things that have to do with the trauma, or maybe things that you're going to end up realizing are more important to you than your heterosexual feelings. I don't know, but just stay in therapy and don't take this confusion there. Just don't act on it, okay?
Okay.
All right, Lamar, good luck.
Hey, Eric is in the same field as Dr. Drew, the medical field. Is there a better field out there? Eric, welcome to Loveline. What's up?
Hello?
Yo.
Hi, I had a question. I'm a plastic surgeon. Just got my license about 3 months ago. And my girlfriend wanted to be the first patient I worked on. I've been together with her for about 4 years.
Wait, Eric, what do you mean you got your license 4 months ago?
Well, I got licensed to be a plastic surgeon.
There's no license for plastic surgery. What are you talking about? There's a license to be a physician.
I finished my schooling, everything I need to qualify to be one.
So what was your schooling?
Was this online plastic surgery?
What was your schooling?
I went to Texas University. I went to medical school, and I went through is to become a plastic surgeon. I'm going to do. Yeah, I wanted to become.
Hey,
a doctor.
Eric,
Yeah.
what training did you have? Eric, something's wrong here, right? So.
What?
Yeah, you go to medical school at 21, you finish at 25.
Well,
That's
yeah,
when you
I haven't, done the step to officially become one. I'm just.
Eric, so you don't even have an MD yet.
No, not yet. But what I'm saying
Okay,
is,
so you're a million miles away. Listen, after you get your MD, it's still 6 years of training after that to become a plastic surgeon. So you're 11 years away from being a plastic surgeon, and you need to get board certified in general surgery, then board certified in plastics, and then board certified in cosmetics. You're a million miles away. So don't worry about whatever you're worrying about now.
Drew,
worry about getting into medical school.
I'm an Olympic bobsledder. Did you know that?
Yeah.
Yes.
And you're worried about which track you're going to go down?
I took one lesson in bobsledding, so that makes me an Olympic bobsledder.
Yeah.
What is it you wanted to do to her? Just what was the surgery you wanted to perform on your girlfriend?
Well, you won't be, because when you actually have training, you'll know that's what's the procedure he wants.
I'm just there's a big thing right now. I mean, my girlfriend and I are just fighting because she wants to be the first patient.
Yeah, but what do you? I know. What do you want? What does she want? She needs to have a thing.
She wants to have her nose is actually kind of bulgy, so she wants the structure of that.
Who knows if you're even going to be doing those kinds of procedures? You're a million miles away, Eric. Stop fighting about it, and you will not be operating on your families and friends. That's you won't do that. You just won't.
All right.
All right. Sorry about that. Although Drew did give.
I got my license to be a plastic surgeon. You get licensed to be a physician, and you get board certifications after that.
I would be speaking to the girlfriend because I think there are deeper issues
they're
there
like
for,
it's like delusional. I'm going to worry. We're fighting about which plane I'm going to fly. Well, I've never flown a plane before, but I'm just worrying about which one. We're fighting about which one I should be flying.
But Drew, you said you would not perform on friends or family, but I saw you taking care of Simone earlier today before the show.
That was an experience. Want to share that?
Gave Simone some very important medical advice.
I did.
Yeah, good stuff.
Yeah.
She's not going to share it. She won't share it.
I think it was very cute, actually.
Okay, I'll tell the story very briefly. I thought I had some terrible eye disease, which I did have at 14, which nearly made me go blind. I thought it was back. This is America. Nothing happens in a small way. So I was like, Dr. Drew, can you have a look at my eye again? Has it got worse since yesterday? Do I look like I've been smoking a lot of pot? It is really bloodshot. The left one is worse than the right one. And Dr. Drew went, okay. Have you taken your contact lens out?
No, I didn't say it like that. I said, are you sure you don't have a contact lens in that eye? I absolutely do not. It's like,
let me just go
are you
check.
Sure you don't?
Because it's not going to get better if you've got contact lens. Came back, gave him a big hug. Dr. Drew, my contact lens is removed from my eye.
Cured. By the way, Drew left a bill for you, Simone, on the desk in the other room. So he is a doctor. I mean, come on. Guy's got 3 kids in college. He's got to pay the bills.
Yeah.
Simone, let's get your takeaway. What do you say?
Yeah.
Now, Simone's takeaway, complete with sultry English accent.
Everybody quiet, please.
My takeaway tonight is brought to you by Mask Sexual Flavors. You can go to sexualflavors.com to see how you can spice up your love life. This is for the ladies. Are you proud of being a woman? The reason I ask you this was I was reading a book by Augustine Burroughs today, and he was talking about a story which really touched my heart, and I'm going to share it with you. A while ago, in America, a woman's strength and courage changed this country for the better. Now, in fact, the woman wasn't even a woman, by the way. She was a schoolgirl at the time, a teenager, just 15 years old, and her name was Claudette Colvin. When she sat at the front of the bus and refused to move to the back of the bus where black people should be, Claudette was arrested. After Rosa Parks did the same 9 months later, the case went to the Supreme Court, which changed American history. If you are a woman listening to this right now, I'm not trying to suggest you change America. What I am suggesting is you can change your world. Like Claudette and Rosa, have the courage to see your truth and stand up for it, whatever that means to you. Believe in your ability to do this. Be proud of being a woman. Have the courage to see your truth, to use your voice in love and in life, because it will positively affect your world as a result. And that is my takeaway for today.
Take that with you. Put that in your pipe and smoke it. But don't actually smoke it, because that's not good. In a second, we're going to talk to a guy that's got a problem that I can relate with. I think most guys can, perhaps. His girlfriend caught him watching the old porno, and now she's none too happy about it, especially because she was in the middle of sending an email to her mother.
Ooh.
figure out what's going on with Michael next on Loveline. You can get your calls in. If you try, squeeze them very tight. 1-800-LOVE-191. More Loveline next.
Take your romance to a whole new level with Mask Sexual Flavors. Buy online today at sexualflavors.com.
Helping people get unscrewed up for 30 years. Dr. Drew is the best.
No lecturing, no sermonizing.
Loveline will be right back with Dr. Drew, Mike, and Simone.
Come with me inside the machine and I'll show you.
You have come to the right place. This is Loveline. 1-800-LOVE-191. That is Dr. Drew. That is Simone. I'll let you figure out which one is which. One of them's a former model.
Hand model.
Hand model. Dr. Drew, you were a hand model?
Yeah.
That's cool.
You see that?
Look at those knuckles.
I'm saying.
Beautiful.
Hard work.
If somebody wants to look at Dr. Drew's hands, they of course can come to lovelineshow.com, but they can also go to a brand new project that Dr. Drew is part of called the Green Room.
Just go read about that. Greenroom.com. And Simone and I'll be there, and I'm raising money for charity through it, so it should be a nice event.
Yeah. And I am too. July the 2nd.
Oh, your experience, your Green Room chat? Yeah. Okay, nice.
And you promised Drew not to wear gloves, so people can't look at your hands?
This is very important. His hands are his magic as a
course.
doctor.
Absolutely.
Well, his brain as well.
You should see Drew play rock, paper, scissors with those hands. Oh, my God.
It's arousing.
When he busts out the paper,
busting out being the operative
the
word.
whole room goes down. Hey, Michael, what is going on?
Hey, guys. I love the show, Dr. Drew. A couple days ago, my girlfriend saw porn on my computer's history.
Mm-hmm. And
she's, like, pissed, like, just really upset about it. And I'm not sure how. And she wants me to go through, like, all kinds of stuff to, like, prove to her that I won't do it ever again.
Okay.
And
if she's this upset, I just imagine it's not the first time she's caught you.
No, it was
Second time. And last time you promised I'll never do it again. Foolishly.
Yeah.
What kind of porn are you looking at, Michael?
Just guy and girl, like nothing.
Some women get very disturbed about this, and they believe two things. One is that you're comparing her to these ladies in the pornography, and B, that you have a preference for what you are seeing in these images that she can't live up to. And neither, of course, are true.
And basically, speaking in women's language, Michael, which you may or may not understand, clearly doesn't. We feel threatened, or we can feel threatened by it, because whilst men are very visual and can look at porn and can just do it just like they're playing a video game, we really don't see it like that. We attach emotions to it, and that is where your girlfriend is at. Now, you did get yourself into a bit of bother by saying the fact that you wouldn't do it again, and I think that was a big mistake, because it is okay to watch porn in a relationship. This is, part of you. It's fine. But what I would suggest is negotiating, saying, listen, I enjoy porn, explain to her, make her feel safe in other ways. And then you could choose the kind of porn that you are watching together, in the sense, or she doesn't have to watch it with you, but you can say.
And you got to do a lot of reassuring. It has nothing to do with her. Something I've done since I was 13. It's my me time.
It's a guy thing. Yeah, it's a real guy thing.
Put the spin on it that it's a cardio workout, because that's something women can understand. Just
maybe you need to bring
calories.
Bring other men or women that understand this in to help her, reassure her that you're not somehow some sort of outlier.
Yeah, and also you can just Google it online and tell her, in fact, scroll back to this conversation we had on the show and tell her from me, we really understand her. We understand what she can feel threatened by, but she doesn't have to, because you really care about her, right?
Yeah, of course.
And the two most important words in any relationship: delete cookies, because then there's no trail of evidence. That's very important.
Oh, that's funny.
All right, Michael.
Good luck, Michael.
You'll be fine.
And the two most important words for a woman in a relationship are eat cookies.
Eat cookies.
See, told you I'm going to be in stand-up.
All goes back to cookies. You can check out Simone doing her comedy. She'll be on the cruise line, the SS Hilarious, tomorrow. Do we have time for one more?
Yeah.
I think we do.
Yes,
Okay,
we do.
here we go. This is Henry.
I'll be
Henry,
on the Queen Mary.
You're I didn't know you went that way.
Henry.
Hey now.
Hey now.
Hey.
How's it going?
Good.
Is penis enlargement real?
There's a surgery for it, but that's about the only way you can change the size of your penis.
And it doesn't do that much.
It adds about an inch. The typical surgeries add about an inch of length and an inch of girth, and it's a lot to go through. But for God's sakes, Henry.
Do you have a micro penis? How big is your penis?
No, I just figured that everyone would want it bigger, whether it's big or small to begin with.
No, it's not true. Most on this show, 30 years of doing this show, very few calls about too small. Many calls about too big. It's uncomfortable for women. They don't like it.
All right.
Most of them. Now, there's a few small subset that screw that all up because the small subset like the big penis, but that's not most women at all.
Most people don't like a rolling pin.
What size are we talking if you had to compare it to an action figure?
Like a G.I. Joe? I don't know.
Like a G.I. Joe? Which one? Cobra Commander?
I don't know.
So, you were talking like 5 inches?
No.
5.5 to most.
Smaller? Bigger?
Most men fall into 5.5 to 6.5 range.
Yeah, like 7 on a good day.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so you're above average.
Oh, Henry, stop watching so much porn and learn about sex because it's about the emotional and how to pleasure a woman, not about how big your penis is. All right?
That's a humble brag right there.
Oh, Henry.
Oh, Henry. It's the size of an O. Henry candy bar. It's the perfect size. Right, Simone?
Yes.
Women like it when you compare your penis to a candy bar.
One more quick.
All right, let's say hi quickly to Abigail. Abigail, this will be the final call we'll take tonight. Go ahead. Where are you? Abigail, that's not you. Abigail, what's up?
Hi there, guys. I don't know if there's something wrong with me, but I've been with my boyfriend for about over a year, and he's already cheated on me twice, and I can't seem to break it off. I don't know if there's something wrong with me or whether I'm just too overly attached. But now it's come to the point where, like, I actually screen his internet history to make sure that he's actually watching porn, because I'd rather him be watching porn on a daily basis, which he does, rather than, like,
cheating.
Try and find. Yeah.
Have you had previous relationships? Why you're 30? Why all this mystery at your age?
Well, I was married before.
For how long?
And for about 3 years.
Are you afraid you're going to be alone or something if this guy leaves you?
Well, it's just that I don't want to get into another relationship and have to start all over again. And it's like
so no matter how much he misbehaves, no matter how painful this gets, shoot, I wouldn't want to start this again. This is just too good, being miserable and being mistreated and abused.
I mean, everything else is fine. I mean, we've got a great relationship, except he's got a bit of a sex addiction.
And there's an Abigail sweetie pie. There is no such thing as a bit of a sex addiction, and this stems down to your low self-esteem and not getting your needs met.
When you're involved with somebody with a sex addict, by definition, that's not a good relationship.
Abigail, what happened to your first husband? He cheated on you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so you expect men to cheat. Did your dad cheat on your mom, or did your dad just take off?
He cheated on her recently, and that is a big surprise because I didn't ever expect that. And they've been together for a very,
maybe you're just
very
finding out about the cheating recently. Maybe it's been going on for a long time.
Listen, because we're short of time, there's a really good book, 2 books that Dr. Drew and I recommend. First is Women Who Love Too Much, and if you go to the recommended reading section on lovelineshow.com, you'll see that there. And the other one is Facing Love Addiction.
Particularly in Facing Love Addiction, you want to look at her cycles of love avoidance, love addiction. All right?
Okay.
All right, we go.
Good luck. You'll be fine. Well, this has been a lot of fun tonight.
You'll be fine. You'll be fine.
Thank you. Yeah, see, I don't need to be a doctor. That's why Dr. Drew's here. He tells you the important things. I just give you these blanket, everything will be fine. Look up, Skipper. It's been a lot of fun. Thank you, Drew. Thank you, Simone, for having me here tonight.
Good job, Kevin.
I can't thank you enough. Seriously.
It's so much. We've had thought so much of you. Let's have you back tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night, Gifts Gone Bad. And Drew's got a whole catalog full of them right there.
Sky Mall gifts. They're all not so good.
No, not all. But if that's all you have to pick from, maybe the birthday gift went wrong. Maybe it was the anniversary and you didn't do anything. That's tomorrow night. So in the meantime, everything you need about the show, lovelineshow.com, of course. You can go there and find it all. For Dr. Drew on Twitter, once again, at Dr. Drew, and the beautiful Simone.
At Simone_BN, BIENNE.
You can find me at the Kevin Klein, not to be confused with the actual Kevin Klein. And we'll be back again tomorrow. Thank you. This has been Loveline.
This has been Loveline. The opinions expressed on Loveline are not necessarily those of the staff, management, sponsors, or this station. Loveline is produced by Ann Ingold. Engineered by Anderson Cowan. Executive producer Norm Pattis. Loveline is a presentation of Courtside Entertainment Group.
End of message.
The end of a perfect evening.
Something tells me the show's over.
The end of a perfect evening.
I've always admired your show.